Hi, everybody. Hope this is being received well. I cannot hear you, Stu, but this is a remembrance for some of our dancers that are not here with us anymore. And first of all, I want to say blessings be to the Almighty for bringing us all together here and for keeping those friends of ours spirits safe and up. So we are going to do some remembering today. We're going to remember some wonderful dancers, and this is not the last episode. This is just the first. So I know there's many of you out there going, don't forget so and so. So we're not going to forget the so and so's. We're going to keep going. This is just our first remembrance. And we would hope that when our passing comes, somebody would do something nice like this for us. All right. So the first person that we're going to remember is a wonderful gentleman by the name of Skeeter Rabbit. And we want to invite Flowmaster to speak on him just a little bit and give us a little bit of information and maybe some things that we didn't know, maybe some things we did know about Skeeter Rabbit. Hey, Flo, how you doing, Holmes?
I am doing good, sweetie. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
All right. So you
Yeah.
know what we're speaking of.
Yep.
All
Man,
right.
Skeeter Rabbit, if anybody doesn't know who Skeeter Rabbit is, he had a beautiful soul, but he
Yes,
also
sir.
had demons too, because he had another life before he got into dance life. That was the gang life. And
Absolutely.
dancing saved him. And I remember when I met Skeet, I was scared of him. Cause
Oh,
I was scared because I heard stories. I heard stories
right,
about Skeet. But when
right.
you meet Skeet and he loves you, he's like a big teddy bear, man. It's like he's an incredible person. Once he gets to know you, he has your back. He was like my bodyguard, like incredible person. Off. See, I
Love it.
always tell people always look at dancers and say that dancer is incredible. But to me, what makes a dancer incredible is out of the circle when they're not dancing. And Skeeter Rabbit by far was an incredible human being. He's always looking after everybody.
Thank you, Flo, for saying that. And as well, I did not get a chance, unfortunately, to work with Skeet, but we did get invited to South Africa. I want to tell this story because nobody knows. We got invited to South Africa, and we both got received a three-page handwritten letter from a representative in South Africa for he and I to come. They had described that Skeeter Rabbit and myself were like the perfect match because we had balanced skills and we would look great together and all this wonderful things. But at that time, it wasn't safe. I was a little younger, and kids were straight out getting over there and getting their passports lost. So Skeet and I both decided not to do the gig and not to go. But that was the closest that I came to working with him. But I have seen him, in around and about. But yes, he was a very beautiful brother and he shined bright. And I like it because he shined bright for the people that didn't think that they were going to be a professional anything. He shined bright for the kids in the hood, you know what I'm saying, for the real street. And, he represented, and I love that about him.
the, my story with Skeet, my favorite story that I always tell people about Skeet, me, Skeet, Pete, and my partner Wicked, we went to Japan and we did a thing called old school night, old school dictionary, where we teaching lock in and all that. So they had me and Wicked up there teaching the breaking, but they just kept having us going over and over and over.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Skeet, in the middle of us talking and trying to get it on tape, he was like, "Yo, Wicked, Flo, are y'all tired?" I said, "Skeet, we okay?" And Skeet said, "If any
Oh,
of them get hurt, I'm tearing all them cameras down." All them Japanese looked at us and said, "Y'all go take a break. Y'all go take a break."
right, right. Because he ain't playing.
No,
He ain't.
yo. But he always looked after everybody. Even when you not looking after yourself, he's always behind you, like, "Don't worry about it. I got your back."
Like a big
Always.
brother, for
Yes.
real, like a big bro.
Really big.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, he was a very tall person, when it comes to dancing, but his body was so fluid. You would think that he was just, made out of rubber because he could do just about anything. And I,
The
to
boy
this
can.
day, don't know anybody that's just as well rounded as him in every technique,
Hmm.
locking, popping, a little bit of whacking. I mean, just anything he can morph right into it without a hesitation. And to me, one of the greatest
I
out
appreciate
there
it.
to this day. Yep, absolutely. All
100%.
right. So, is there anything else that you can say for our beloved in representation of him for the young people coming up to know about him when
I
they're watching?
The thing I love about Skeet, and I tell the young people, always be humble. Never think that you're a master. The master is the first person that gets killed in a martial art movie, and the student always come back to revenge the thing. When you become a master and you think you're a master, you stop growing. Always stay a student, and you will keep growing. And that's the one thing I learned from Greg Camelot Jr. and Skeeter Rabbit.
Absolutely. Ooh, God bless that statement
Yeah,
because it is true. If you
yeah.
use yourself, to compete with, then you're on top of the world, because otherwise you'll be chasing dreams, empty dreams at
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes,
Yep. Well,
100%.
Flo,
So
and it is so good to see your face after
thank
all
you.
these, and the things we've done together. I can't even remember because it's been so
So
long.
long.
But brother,
Yes.
you're looking great. You're keeping
Thank
in,
you.
in good shape, and it's a pleasure to see you. And thank you so much for your kind words,
Thank you
brother.
for
And
having
we're
me on.
all right, sweetheart. We're
Uh,
going to move on to the next representative. Love you. Mwah.
mwah.
Peace out, babe. All right. And we're going to move on to the next. I think hopefully, we have Shrimp in the house today. I don't know if he's here or not. Maybe Stu can communicate with me and let me know who's in the studio to go next. That would be awesome. There you are. Come on with it. There you are. Is Diane here? We're having a little bit of technical difficulties because of the placement. There she is. Okay, so Diane, because you're here and you're prompt as always, we're
Huh?
going to go with you, sweetheart. And there's a couple of wonderful people we are going to be representing on you in your behalf. And the first one is Kim Popsicle, Kim Delphin. And a lot of people out there do not know who she is, but she was a firecracker. This girl was so tight and
Yes, you
just
are.
um, behind the camera, would be one thing. But when she got in front of that camera, woo, it changed. And she was just like a shining star. She was a star. And
Yeah.
just a beautiful spirit. Can you please tell us a little bit more about Kim? Popsicle is what they called her.
Kim, my girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll start with how we met. It's crazy.
Okay.
I just moved to LA in 85, 84, 84. So, like 85, I was going down to Soul Train, hanging out outside, hoping to get
Yeah,
picked to get in. Some
right.
of us went through that. And I just wanted to go to just see what acts were performing, not necessarily be a Soul Train dancer, and meet
Mm-hmm.
all the amazing dancers that I grew up watching. So it was cool
Right.
to see, Cheryl and with the Asian girl with the long hair. So we Kim was outside, and me and a couple of my girlfriends, and we got chosen to go in, and
Wow.
Renee was there, Renee Elizondo and
Really?
Jazzy. So we got picked to go in and dance on the dance floor, and of course Kim got. But that's how me and Kim met outside at first, waiting, and
Okay.
we just hit it off, and we got in. Eventually, they put Renee on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Jazzy and I were on the floor, but it was cool. I didn't mind. They put Kim on the stage immediately. And one of my favorite songs she was dancing to, and every time I hear the song to this day, I think of Kim, is Material Girl Madonna. And she was killing
Yeah.
it, racking on the stage, and they had cameras all, solo shots on her. I got to see if I can find some of that Soul Train
Yeah,
footage.
those cameras go everywhere.
Yeah, because now, on YouTube and everything, a lot of the Soul Train alums are posting memory tribute videos. So I'm going to have to try and look for that. But that's how we met. And then from there on, we just became friends. And she was telling me she was a dancer and actress. She was getting into acting around that time, big time. And Kim,
Right.
let me tell you, people like you said, Boogie, she was back then that it girl. She was that it Asian girl. Like
Right.
she was
The
booking
only one.
commercials and all kinds of things. So I remember her going to an audition for Madonna, not Madonna. Hello, Donna Summers, the Grammys or something, and she had me go with her just to go, network a little bit, my singing,
Yeah.
just see who's there. And she got it, and I was happy for her. So we just wound
Yeah.
up being friends, and and going to the Whiskey a Go Go and all that. So,
Right.
gosh, what do I? So I have to fast forward up to when we worked on Raspberry Beret with Prince because
There we
it opened
go.
up the
Yes.
door for other things that she was doing with her acting because of that little cameo in Raspberry Beret. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and
That thing, one spot was it was like a moment in time. That
it was.
one caption of her, a few seconds, right? But
Yeah, and
shine.
I don't know if you remember seeing, it was me and my roommate Denisa. We were standing side by side with her while she
Yes.
was doing that little cameo dance. But
Yes.
the whole thing is the funniest story behind how it all came together. People don't always hear about this, but this is when Prince was not doing interviews much. And I remember a casting that I was with that was doing extra work. She had got the video, and she had to put in so many extras, and they were very secretive, like, oh, don't wear purple and don't wear blue, just
Mm.
come. But they didn't tell us, of course, I'm like, hey, okay. And then I remember Kim, my roommate came, and a few of my friends, I told them. And then Kimberly, I called her because she was living in Huntington Beach. So she
Mm-hmm.
would come down. That's where she's from. She would come down on auditions and stuff like that. But I talked to her into coming. I said, you got to come, just go with me. She goes, well, what if he's not even there? You know how they
Right.
shoot the shots separately. I said, that might be true, but I just have a feeling he's going to be there. They're telling us don't wear this color, don't wear that color. I mean,
Right.
they're very secretive about. I just got a feeling he's gonna be there. So
Right. Right.
I talked her into bringing me. I was like, your
Your
excuses usually
spider
me
sense.
right. Yeah, I go,
I'm
your
sorry, guys.
excuses.
Spider senses.
Sorry.
I said your spider senses told you. You get that feeling.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really had this thing where, and I knew she wasn't gonna be. She wanted to be an extra. I didn't mind. I was doing extra work all the
Yeah.
time, off the side from my music.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, I'm not trying to be no extra in this video or whatever. And she
Right.
said, well, I'll bring you, and I'll just come. I said, just come hang out with me, and you're my ride. I'll just say that you brought me there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we get there. We're at SIR Studios. They take us in this holding room, and the only part of Prince team that was there was, I don't remember seeing a bodyguard. If he was, it
Mm.
was hidden. I don't remember
Right.
seeing management or anything. It was just the band, his band, because they were
Mm-hmm.
featured, and
Right.
Jerome Bennett,
Right.
because he was helping, kind of creative stuff on the side with Prince with the video. And I
Okay.
just remember us sitting in a holding room, and then they come in. Prince comes in with this screaming purple silk satin outfit on, looked like a
That's
gown, I
why you
guess.
didn't wear purple, right?
It was purple. It was screaming purple. Eating a yellow, pink. No, not yellow. The green apple, had a big old apple in his hand, and he just comes in with Jerome. And now before that, we have been schooled to, they were like letting us know, don't talk to him. Don't ask
Right.
unless he speaks to you. Don't ask for
Right.
an autograph. No pictures. If we see any cameras, you're immediately going to be dismissed off the set.
Absolutely.
Mind you, I had one in my backpack in the car, though. That's another story. That's how I got a few pictures of us in our outfits.
I bet.
So I had a little disposable camera in my backpack. Okay, so Jerome comes in, and this is like literally like a movie. I'm telling you. And mind you, Kim is just hanging out. She's like, I'm to see how far this is gonna go. And
Mm-hmm.
Jerome says, well, I'm not gonna remember everybody's name, so forgive me, but we're gonna have some fun today. And Prince said, thank you for coming to do my video, and blah blah blah. And then he left and let Jerome take the floor. Jerome's like, so when I point to you, just come with me. And thing is, he was picking all the short people, starting with Kim. She's a little bit taller than me, and my friend Denisa and my other friend, we're all short, and me.
Yeah.
And we're thinking that could be like they don't want any short people. So I was looking at it differently, like, what do you
Oh,
think
you
he's
thought they were
doing?
cutting you.
Because he's short, but he likes taller, well, some of his girlfriends
I'm
were.
6 foot, 7 foot now. I've seen him.
He's been with girls taller. So, some short men,
Yeah.
in my opinion, for what I've experienced, don't like short girls. I don't know. I don't know. I
What?
just was like, in my opinion, in my experience, but
Me,
that's
girls
neither
always
here or
got
there.
the job.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
To me, in my opinion, all the short girls, they always got the job. They got the gigs before me because I was
That's
five
so
seven.
true. Yep, yep. So
It's
so
that 2 inches.
basically,
Like,
he points to us. It was like maybe 8 of us, I don't know. We go to this area, which is turns out to be the wardrobe area where they have the clothes that he wants us to wear that he designed with the buttons on the
Right.
side of the
Oh,
velvet, crushed
yeah.
velvet pants and the ruffled white tops. That was his style, if you
Was.
remember at that
Yep.
time. So
Yep.
we're like, oh, so we're being chosen to wear his out. And these were like size, I mean, they were crushed velvet stretch pants. And at the time, I thought, is this a size zero? Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get in this. And I was small, back then. But so Kim was like just standing there, still observing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we put on the outfit. We put him on. The wardrobe person says, put him on, and he's gonna come in and take a look. Prince. We put our
Mhm.
outfits on. Now, mind you, I have to tell this little side thing. The girl who would be the girl that hands him the guitar,
Mhm.
uh, out on stage, we became friends. Her name is Jackie. We're still
Okay.
friends to this day. Uh,
Beautiful.
I don't know why she was taking a while to put on her top.
Uh huh.
But when someone knocks and as they come in, they knock and come in at the same time.
Yeah. At the same time.
So Prince proceeded to knock and come in because he's excited. He wants to see us in his outfits.
Right.
And
Right.
she had enough time. I don't know why she was taking a long time, but we were all dressed. And he was like, and he felt so embarrassed. He covered his eyes, like, oh, I'm sorry. And he backed out the door. He goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she was just smiling, like, oh, I'm like, girl,
Oh
you have to
yeah.
put your top on. And we just all laughed it off. So she
Right.
went to put
Right.
the top on. Then he came back like 5 minutes later. And he goes, you
Yeah.
guys look really great. He goes, oh, those are my clothes that I designed and da 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 da. And we are
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah. We kind of figured that out by then. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so Kim is standing next to me at this point. Now we're trying to see what's going to happen with this whole transaction between the two.
Right. Right.
Because he's staring at her. He goes, wow, you're so pretty. And I said, okay, what are we? I don't know. I just felt like breaking the ice. Yeah, he was like,
Yes.
you guys are cute.
Yes.
You're looking good in my. He started laughing because I just said, oh, and what are we? And he was like,
Right.
oh.
Cut glass.
And we just all started laughing because I think he liked it or whatever. And then he
Right.
said, so Kimberly, so she said, what's your name? And she said her name. And he says, well, oh, I would love, he goes, you're a dancer. You just look like you're a dancer. She goes, yes, I am an actress. And he said, oh, okay. He said,
Mhm.
well, I would love to actually do something different with you, put you in a different outfit. Um,
Mm.
oh, I'm not staying. I just brought my friend Diane with me. I just brought her because she needed me to bring
So
her.
she was
So
staying.
and he was just like, oh. And then she said, yeah, I don't do nine. I'm in the union because she had just got her SAG and Aftercard, I think.
Oh,
So she was
girl, she was
proud of
not.
that. I mean, it was
What?
a proud moment for me when I got mine. So I know.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
she's
But
like,
you know,
oh, I don't do non-union work. I'm in the union. And she's like, so, I don't. So she said something on that realm.
oh
And
my
he said,
word.
oh, well, what is it? How did he say it? He did that face he does, he goes, well, how much is it for union work? And she says, well, we can discuss that, privately if I decide to work in your video. He goes, all right. Well, I want you to be in my video. It was hilarious because he was so funny. He was
Right,
totally
right.
different from what they were saying. Oh,
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
because we were already scared to death to talk to him after they
yeah,
gave us a speech. Don't say anything to him. Don't
yeah.
look at him or whatever. So
Right.
we
Don't
said,
look.
oh my God,
Yeah.
he's so cool. And it was just so funny. And so then at that point, he said, well, I will pay you union scale. And she says, okay. So then he said, well, come with me. I want you to wear something, one of my outfits. And that's what she wore, his green, yellow with the flowers on it. It was
Yep.
actually his. It was
Wow.
his outfit that
Wow.
he had worn before. And um, they took her to do her size and stuff like that. And we were like, yeah, oh my God, okay, cool. So
Right.
that's how that kind of went down, but it was really funny. And
That
then
is
eventually,
cool.
yeah, we wound up working, and Jerome was, pretty much conducting the choreography that were the little famous leg that we do back and forth,
Yeah.
um, and the clap. Oh God, I'll tell you, we did that all day. To where I was so sore for 2 days behind that later.
Yes.
But yeah, and it was just fun because I remember when he decided to do her Kim's little solo spot. He had to do it. She only did it a couple times. He didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
And I was staring at her. If you look at the video, I was staring and smiling. I was all proud, like, and I,
Like, go,
I thought
go,
I thought
Kim.
he was gonna I thought he was gonna be mad because she said cut after they
Hmm.
got it that I was watching when I'm supposed to be dancing. And then
Right.
oh, I'm sorry. I said, okay, I messed up. I was supposed to be dancing. He goes, no, no, that's a natural reaction. That's okay. Let's
Yeah,
keep her. He was like,
absolutely right.
yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
So that was
beautiful.
fun. And I just
I
remember
wish
we
we
had so
had a
much fun. We
still
ate dinner with
picture
him.
of that scene. I wish we had a picture of her in that outfit. I know we have a little light, but I
Well,
don't know.
I sent you some screenshots.
Yes,
I did.
I'm not sure technically if we're able to do that part, but
Yeah,
if
that's
we are,
true.
we just throw it up. If not, it's cool. Because it's a technical
Yeah.
thing. But the
Because
memory of her is what we wanted to remember. She did
yeah.
acting as well.
I'm sorry.
She did acting as well.
Oh yeah, she was getting she was going on auditions around that time. And so when that cameo came up,
Hmm.
when she was featured like that, oh my God,
Yeah.
ABC Network called her in for a meeting. The
Wow.
network.
Wow.
They wanted to know who is this girl, you
Right,
know?
right.
And
Wow.
she wound up getting some parts on the TV show series Hunter.
Yes.
Remember, she was a cop on that.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and I was so, and then Who's the Boss? She wound up getting feature stuff.
Yeah.
She had a Kenny Shoe commercial. I don't know if people remember this. She
Oh,
was the
shoot.
Kenny Shoe girl. She had several different versions of it.
What? That's awesome.
Kenny Shoes. I wish I could find that on YouTube somewhere. Um,
Well,
back
one
in the
day
day, and I remember
we'll have
she.
to get you and just me and you, and we'll chop it up about your career and just about this woman. I have to say knows just about everybody in Hollywood, and if she doesn't, she's gonna because she always carries a camera. And back then, cameras weren't as accessible as they are now. But
No.
you worked it, girl. You have such a category or such a collection of photos and just one-on-one shots of you and
Michael Jackson too. I had my camera hitting on Remember the Time. I got that picture. I know a lot of people were not happy about that.
right. Right. We're
Some of
not
the
telling you
pictures.
guys to take cameras everywhere, but this woman did somehow. You smuggled it in under your hat and your wig,
Yeah, and
something.
those pictures
But
of Prince with not with Prince, but the pictures we took that I sent you. You probably look at
yeah,
them later with our
yes,
outfits on. Kim didn't have hers on yet. She's in that one picture with me because they were tailored. They were doing some seamstress
right,
stuff to it, fixing it for her.
right.
So I ran and got that camera and we went outside of the studio, SIR studio, me and the other girls. It was a few
Yeah,
other girls that I don't know where they are. And we just jumped in the picture really quick. We took pictures of each other and I ran,
yeah,
put it in the car. And I was like,
right.
"Pray no one saw us. You know what I mean? And no one saw.
Well, that's
So,
beautiful. Because that's a moment in history that not everybody was there, but a moment in history that's important, and
oh
it's
man.
beautiful how we have to struggle and the things that the hoops we have to jump through just to get to a gig, and then you never know what might happen after that. Like she got
And I had
offered.
that feeling. And Kim to this day would always, before she passed, she brought it up. It's a testimony that she speaks about, like
Oh,
on her. She was doing hospice at home, and a lot of her family flew out from the Philippines, from everywhere, because
mm,
at this point, it was just gonna, they was just making her comfortable, and
right,
Kim was determined to shed light on that story, and her family was all proud about that video. She goes, if it
right.
wasn't for Diane, I would have never been in that video. I said, well, you did your thing after I just kind of coached you in there a little bit. And because I just had a feeling that he would like her. I
Yeah,
don't
you get
know,
that vibration. You have to ride with that because sometimes you don't know what to do, this or that, but then you just follow your gut, and it turns out all right. Every time you follow your intuition, you're usually right, you know.
Yeah, I followed my gut, my instinct, and we wound up that day. We actually we were there for like 10 hours or so. We ate lunch break with him. He wanted us to sit at the table. We ate with him. He had on these
Oh,
little granny glasses, and he would be reading
right, right.
stuff.
The little tiny-
And we were like teasing him, like, look at your glass. Oh, and then another thing, we didn't get to wear shoes on the set. If you remember, it's blue sky. It was very delicate paint and
Right.
respiratory, and they just didn't want it to get damaged. So we wore like these bags on our feet,
Oh, yeah.
um, like a shower cap kind of thing. But
Yeah.
and he, except him, of course, and he would tease us. He was very quirky. He was like, "Oh, look at your shoes! Ew, look at your shoes!" And we're like, "Okay." I said, "He's being funny. Oh, cute."
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
was so much fun, though. He really was. So
Right.
I wish that they had not ended. And I remember he got spontaneous and wanted to do a second video. And
Ah.
he only wanted something. No one knows this. I wish the video I don't know if it's in the vault somewhere that he had, but it was this funky song. And he asked Kim to choreograph it. He was gonna have fun, him and Kim creating something
God.
along the way. And it just picked. 8 people to stay. And
Mhm.
everybody was like raising their hand, me. And of course, she picked me first. And
Oh,
we stayed, and then they released everyone else. And we got paid $200 for that, which was
yeah.
cool.
Well,
Back then,
great.
that $200 was a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So, and
Absolutely.
I remember the song was being this amazing, funky song. And Kim and Prince was coming up with these little just ideas and steps. We shot the video, and nothing ever happened with it.
Oh
I
man,
know.
it has to turn up somewhere. I know they didn't just
The
can it.
money is in that vault. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know
like
if the vault
forever,
they opened, but yeah, so much.
right?
I mean, yeah. So
So Kim,
yeah,
I want to say prayers over her to her family, and the people that knew her, one on
yeah.
one. Just take heart because she's in a good place wherever she's at. She's shining. You know what I'm saying? And she surely touched
She's
a
with
lot
me.
of people here.
She's
And
with
she
me every day. Like, I
right.
just went to see Wicked last week, and
Uh huh.
every time I would think about Wicked, the musical or
Oh,
anything, Kim saw it a gazillion times. She loved it. She always wanted me to go, and every time I was out of the country doing something, and when her daughter was born, I mean, well, she was born after Wicked, the musical in the early '90s, but her daughter Misha, who's my goddaughter,
mhm.
they would go to see Wicked every time it was at the Pantasia. So when
Oh,
this movie came, she was on my mind heavy. And there was
oh,
an empty seat next to me in the
she
theater.
was right there with you, girl. I was just
I
gonna
think
say
she
that. That's
was.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, I don't know if we're going to take a skip and talk about somebody else. If there's somebody in the studio that needs to come on in, Stu, but Diane can go right into her memories of Kat, and I don't know if Patrick's here or not, but Patrick and you yourself, Diane, and myself can all talk about Kat if he's in
Yeah.
the studio. Let's check with Stu. Stu, who's here? Do we have anyone else here, or should we just move on? Okay, couple ticks. I don't hear anything, so maybe it's his communication. All right, so we're gonna flow on into Kat. Let's flow on into Kat because I don't know where Stuart's at or if, the technical things going off, but
Mm,
Kat, another one of those people that shined. She was one of a kind. Her energy was through the roof.
yeah.
And I could, like I told people, and I said it online, I think, I could watch her all day. I mean, I
Oh,
could watch her dance all day long because she had
mhm.
that fire and she was not, no, there's nobody like her. I mean, to this day, I
No.
don't know anybody that could touch her. You know what I mean? With her style and her what do you call it? Fervor. Hey, Stu, there you are.
Hey, I'm terribly sorry about barging in like this, Diane. Hello there.
Hi.
Diane,
Having a
Stu's
little bit of technical difficulty in terms of my connection here, so that it's been coming in and out. So forgive me, but don't worry, I'll cut it up nice afterwards.
okay. All right. Is
Um,
anyone, did Patrick make it?
um, um, Currently, it's just three of us in the studio.
Okay. No
Um,
worries.
but big thank you to Flowmaster
Oh, right.
for joining us.
Yes, that was wonderful. And Diane, how long has it been since you've seen Flo?
Oh, we worked with Wayne Brady in the Wayne Brady's uh I think it was around that time the last
Oh,
no, okay. On a show with Wayne Brady at Vibrato. I don't know if you're familiar with Vibrato. It's like in the Malibu area. It's a very
not,
popular singing spot where a lot of celebrities perform there. Um,
mm-hmm.
it's owned by Herb Alberts, who used to
Okay.
own A&M Records.
All
It's a
right.
spot, Vibrato. So that
Barbara.
was, I want to say year 2021 or 2022 was the last time I saw Flo. I was
Recently.
singing back up with Wayne, and Flo was there visiting, and we hadn't seen him in a while.
Who
And
were you before? I didn't hear.
Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Great.
I've been singing with him off and on for a while. But Flo and I go back before Wayne Brady because Flo was on the first in portion of Christina Aguilera's tour.
Mm-hmm.
When I got booked on the second, where it was going to be the second end of it, where it was going to be her big tour, Flo
Mm-hmm.
didn't do the big tour. I mean,
Oh,
I think he had other things going on, so he didn't do it. But that's the first time I met him, and that was
mm-hmm.
in year 99 2000.
There we go.
and
Back.
and then we
Okay.
then we obviously connected again, because him and Wayne Brady are good friends. He
Okay.
choreographed stuff for Wayne. He came in and out of the show. We did the show with Wayne at the Venetian Resort for 2 years. But Flo
Wow.
came in to assist, here and there, like
Hmm.
choreographer, be in the show, because he had other commitments, and
Yeah.
raising his kids, his wife, so he
Right.
just, but
So I'm
and
gonna
I
say,
worked out a few times with
oh,
Flo, his workout regimen. Oh Jesus,
I
it killed
wasn't
me.
sure if we could get him, but I'm so glad that he popped his head in and said hello and is
Yeah, I'm
doing.
glad he did. I'm gonna call him after. I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I want to. Pardon? What is he saying?
he's mute. I can't hear
No,
him.
you're mute. Your volume is not on, Stu.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yes, so I've had to go via the cell phone today. So the
Okay.
laptop's not working, the Wi-Fi, and we're making it happen. I keep getting kicked in and out, but I do want to say a big thank you again to Flo and to you, Diane. But we have Patrick Allen backstage whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Here,
Well, you know what? Bring.
add him to Adam because we're going to speak on Cat right now. So
You
Diane
got
has,
it.
and also the Pat. Hi, Patrick, wherever you are. Where is he? There he is.
Hey,
Patrick,
Hey, what's
Patrick.
up, y'all?
baby. Look at you.
Hey,
What's going on? It's so good.
Diane, Diane. What's up, girl?
Patrick. Patrick. How are
A
you?
Oh,
boogie.
it's so
Uh-oh. I
I
love the
love your beard.
nightlife. I like the
I love your beard.
boogie.
I just want to touch it.
On the
Oh
disco.
wow!
Wow.
Look
Look
at
at you go. Go on, Pat. We are in the middle of, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Allen, fantastic talent, known for Pat and Cat. Some of them, recognize you from that. And Patrick, please let us know what can you remember about Cat that was very memorable that most people just don't know or, never knew between you
All
and
right.
her.
Just gonna go right into it. Okay. Um, Kat, I'm from St. Louis, which is kind of ghetto. Diane from
Michigan.
Cincinnati.
No, from
Yep.
Michigan.
But you
Detroit.
went to
Detroit.
Benton Harbor.
but you went to school with Marvin, I thought.
No, no. I know Marvin when he moved to LA, but that's when I met him. But born and raised Benton Harbor, Michigan. It's like
Har-
a few hours away from Detroit and a few hours away
Okay.
from Chicago.
Right, right.
Okay.
Small
Right.
And
town.
Kat, of course, is from Chicago. And anyway,
Right now.
There you go.
one
Yeah.
thing people don't know about Kat is she was a prolific writer of lyrics, especially, and
Yes.
Mm,
she was eloquent. I mean, absolutely, she would
yeah.
write so eloquently, and it was just amazing. Some of her lyrics and stuff she would write would
Mm-hmm.
just blow your mind.
Yep.
Right. Coming
And
from
she
the.
was just such a great artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that about Kat. And like,
So didn't.
there's Marvin.
Oh, Marvin. Hey,
Marvin,
honey. Ah,
stop.
I
Morning. Oh
love you,
my God.
Marvin. Every
Good
time I see your
morning.
face, I just smile.
Oh
I'm
my
in
God.
London with I'm in London with Patrick right now.
Oh, that's right. I did
Wow.
see you guys
Cool.
together. What did you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
do? I saw you back there.
I'm
So
in
we are
London.
talking.
I'm in London with Patrick right now. I'm in London. I'm in my hotel
Yeah.
right now. Hired.
Beautiful. Well, at least you guys get to say hi and give high fives and get some skin. I'm over here empty. I need hugs around here, okay?
Oh, hey. Air hug. Air hug.
Marvin, we're talking about Cat. We're talking about memories from Cat. What can you think of just off the top of your head that stood out about this beautiful woman?
Wow. You know what? I met Patrick today at lunch today when we had our reunion for the Palace Dancers.
Yeah.
It was so good seeing Kat after 30 years, and the fact we got a chance to tell her we love her.
Yeah.
We got a chance to tell
Mhm.
her, and that was very special to me to see Kat all these
Right.
and gotta say how much we miss her, us, and how much we. So that memory of her together will always be a memory that I got a chance to tell her how much I loved her.
Yeah, we
Right.
all did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm getting misty over here. I got my tissues and stuff, and I got my shades just in case my eyes get puffy. But guess what? She was going to be on this show, you guys, and I was waiting on her time frame. We had already talked on the phone, and we communicated via text, and I was waiting on her time. She goes, yeah, let me just look at my schedule and give you a time. She was supposed to surprise. She was our surprise guest for Flame and Constance. I was trying to get Flame and Constance and myself and
Oh
Kat.
no.
That would have been nice.
And she
Yeah.
was responding to me, and I didn't hear from her. And I said, she ain't flaky, so I don't know what. But then I heard something, and I said, no, don't tell me that. And I called, and when her daughter picked up, I just, I kind of lost it. You know what I mean? Because she was not only a friend, but I mean, I looked up to her. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we all looked up to her. We all looked up to each other. You know what I mean? But she was
She was an inspiration, yeah.
there's
Oh
nobody like
yeah.
real. I mean, down to earth and real. I mean, she kept it totally.
Real.
You know?
And sometimes no filter, and we'll let you know.
Yep.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna tell you
That's
what's
why
up.
Prince
First,
liked her so much. He would go
I'll
off.
tell
Right.
you,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah.
I,
She's
I
very.
met I met my wife with Diane Gordon.
Really. What?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
look at you
times were
guys.
like, oh my god, oh my
Really?
god. I
My
don't
wife,
know. Were we
wife
at a
now,
club or something?
yeah, she was friends with Diane when we met, and now she ended up being my wife 35 years later.
Oh, he was smitten. I mean, I remember when they first met. He was like, "She's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." I don't know if he said it like
It's
that, but I know he was just in
beautiful, by
love.
the way.
And that time.
Right. But Marvin, how did you meet Kat? Was it at the palace?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
We all,
right. Because
all
It
she was
was a
Same
around
for
the
me, I
whiskey
guess.
for
we
me.
all
The whiskey a
together.
go go for me.
The palace was
right.
like,
Whiskey a go-go.
I'll tell Patrick Day, the palace would be out of my whole career. I've been very blessed. That be my most memory moment of my dance career was the palace because it brought me so many people in my life, like and Cat and Guy. I mean, it's moments to where I told Alpha, this award show is very important because we're gonna bring so many people, so many dancers in the world gonna know who we are.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, remember Boogie Alpha was talking about making you and Trish the first two females?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Ooh,
Yeah,
that is
that's the
a little
award
nerve.
show, yeah.
Yeah, I'm nervous because, that's beautiful, to be among the greats because we're all like ghosts now. You know what I'm saying? We're all
Yeah.
in our own right. We've just accomplished so much,
Yeah.
between all of
Hmm.
us. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I like this because I hope that when we're not here, somebody would do this for us and say, you know what, remember this person? And the younger generation coming up can kind of get a taste of the talent, that we grew up with and that we,
Yeah.
worked with. But Kat was one of those people that she did not almost need lessons. She didn't need technical training because she had her own gift, her
Yeah.
own
Oh
way.
yeah. Oh yeah. She
Do,
did.
I
Yeah.
And
don't know, Patrick. Where I don't know. Did we meet at the Whiskey Go Go? Because the first time I met Kat, when I saw her, I could not. I said, "Who is this? Where did she come from?"
No,
Her
the
and
way Cat.
Constance were doing a routine. They were whacking and they were just
yep,
killing it. And they would go solo on each other, and then they
yep.
come together, and they had a combination of a thing they were doing. And I'm just staring, going, "Who is she? Oh my god!" I went over to her and introduced myself to her. I was like, "I've
Yeah,
never seen
yeah.
anybody dance like that in my life."
Right,
Well, the
right.
way
She had
Cat
fun.
came to town. Here's how Cat came to town. The Stray Cats. Remember that band
Uh
Yep.
huh.
out of Chicago? Well, Cat's boyfriend was Bobby Socks.
Uh huh.
Bobby.
Bobby
Uh
Socks.
huh.
Yeah.
Yes. Bobby
And
Spock.
he ran the horn section for the Stray Cats.
Uh huh.
Yes.
Bobby was the first black punk rocker in Chicago.
He was
Mm.
awesome.
So
His look.
that was her boyfriend.
Hmm.
So Tony Basil invited them out to L.A. and they came out, and then Tony Basil brought Cat down to the Rhythm Lounge, and they
Mm.
say this is the biggest night at the Rhythm Lounge ever. This is the night that Curtis Bagby and Thomas Bagby and all them just got back from Vegas, and
Uh,
Curtis was with his girlfriend Gina, I think, or Janine, whatever her name was, and there was all these dances going on in the middle of the circle.
hmm.
Anyway, crazy night, bro, and Anna and Dallas were battling, right, in
Oh,
the
I
middle
would
of the
love to
circle,
see that. Woo.
and Tony Basil pushed Cat into the circle,
Oh wow!
and Cat
Yes,
she went whack
I would have
whack
loved to
whack.
seen that.
She and she
me
did the
too.
cat. Listen, she did the cat scat. No one had ever seen it before,
Right,
And
right.
you know, black people, right? The whole place went rah, and
Yeah, yeah.
everybody ran out of the room and then back in the room. It was incredible. The place emptied and then it filled back up because nobody could believe what she just did.
Right, right, right.
And I'm telling you, for the next several months, Dallas was practicing that move. Dallas was like, "Oh, I got to get funky now." You know what I mean? So she was very technical.
Oh.
And
Right.
Kat, if you ask me, Kat drove Dallas to her evolution as a
Woo.
dancer. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and but this night was very phenomenal because that was the night after that happened. The circle started again, and Curtis pushed his girlfriend into the circle. Now she's a jazz dancer who only learned whacking and punking in Vegas, Vegas style.
Wow.
And for
Right.
some reason, she did the wrist roll up to Shabadoo, and she
Uh-huh.
whacked around him right or whatever, and backed up.
Yeah.
And Shabadoo said, "What?" So Shabadoo got in
Right.
position, and he went up to her, and he did his wrist roll, boom, boom, and he
Right.
smacked her. He slapped her,
Mm.
forehanded. Then he backhanded her, dipped
No.
her, right, dipped her
Uh-huh.
down, and threw her back to Thomas. And
Woo!
the whole
Fire!
place was like,
Fire!
what? What was that? He actually hit her. So me and Gerardo, we thought, oh shoot, because Thomas and Curtis do karate. So, oh, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
But Thomas said,
Wow.
no, man, no, she's my girlfriend, but she knew better than to get in Shabadoo's face. You know,
What?
if you're going to get in his face, you got to take what comes with it. We were like,
What?
what? No,
Wait a
you're
minute.
not
Wow.
going to defend your
He
girlfriend?
really slapped her for real? It wasn't a fake one like we do. It was a real one?
No, he
A
really
slap?
slapped her, forehanded, then he
Lord.
backhanded her.
That's
Oh my
And
God.
crazy.
Pete, you know Pop and Pete. Every
Yeah.
time I see him, we always talk about that night. About if we do a story about the Rhythm Lounge, it has to be about that night when Cat
Right.
gets introduced. Because every Thursday there'd be a
Yeah.
fight either between Chain Reaction
Ha,
and LA
ha,
City
ha, ha.
Rockers, or
Yep.
Shabba and them and the Booyah
Yep.
Tribe, or the Booyah
Yep.
Tribe and LA City Rockers.
Mm.
And they always could become close to a fight, every Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was the most incredible night. The night Cat got introduced to LA.
Great. That's
It was
great.
Yeah.
insane.
That's crazy. I
Wow.
never knew that.
I
That's
know, me either.
So we
But
have
you know,
Tony Basil to thank.
right? Yes, for giving her that courage by pushing her out there.
And
You
Tony
know?
brought her down. None of us had ever seen
Yeah.
Cat before, straight from
She saw
Chicago.
something.
wow.
And Tony's got a great eye. She saw something
Well,
in
let me
Cat.
tell
Mm.
you Cat's story. You're not going to believe this. Cat
Oh,
was a dancer at Dingbats in
Yeah, she
Chicago.
talks about that a lot.
Mr. T was the doorman,
Mm.
right? So one night, Prince is in town with Vanity Six. And Stephen Fargnoli was Prince's manager, who became my manager as well when I was in England with Cat. So
uh-huh.
Stephen Fargnoli is there with Prince. Prince saw Cat perform and
Uh-huh.
loved her.
Yeah.
So he told Stephen to hire Cat to be in Vanity Six, right?
Oh,
And to
what?
teach him how to dance.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a fire.
So
Ooh.
Prince had left, but Stephen approached Cat and told her that. Then
Right?
see, Cat doesn't tell the story. Like I think they came up with something else. But
Yeah.
so Kat was excited because she was going to go to the stadium the next day and meet Vanity Six and Prince and everybody, right? So
Wee.
Kat was
Yeah.
ecstatic. So then she went home and found out she was pregnant, right? And
Okay.
her boyfriend beat her up.
No, no,
Yeah. So she had a
no.
black eye, a bloody lip, and all this.
Oh,
And she said
God.
she was too ashamed to go to the concert to meet
Right.
them, so she never turned up,
You know what?
right?
We got to talk about that, Stu. We're going to have a show on that. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Oh
Well,
my
then, so
God.
years later, so Kat had the baby, and a few
mhm.
years later, her and Bobby Sox moved to LA. Then
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kat and I did Star Search, and Devin DeVasquez was the model on the show with us, and she
Right.
Yeah.
was dating Prince at the time.
Mm.
hmm
So
Yeah.
Devin DeVasquez, she asked Prince if she could use one of his songs for her photo shoot because she was in the model category. And
Yeah.
once you clear one song, at least back then, now Prince's whole catalog was clear because he cleared
Mm,
that one song. Anyway,
wow.
he watched me and Kat on the show with Devin,
hmm
and recognized Kat from being a girl in Chicago. So Prince asked me and Kat to dance at his birthday party at the, that club that's under the Beverly Center. What was that called, Diane?
Oh
Acropolis.
yeah.
What was
Acropolis.
it?
What,
Acropolis.
Yes, so we
no,
danced
what's
at
that?
Prince's
They changed the name though. I
Acropolis.
remember that place under the
That was a
parking.
weird name to me, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
never forget it. Acropolis.
Yeah.
Acropolis. Wow, glad you remembered. So
Yeah.
Kat and I did Prince's birthday party. We did a
Wow.
performance. And then
Hmm.
Kat disappeared, right? And I was like, where is she? And I found out the next day, um, Steven had pulled her aside to talk to Prince. Prince said, I want you to be in my band, right? And
Yeah.
and the rest is history. And then
Yeah.
she told me
Yeah.
that I was like, where did you go? She said, oh, I had a meeting with Steven and Prince. And
Right. Right.
but the funny thing is that is not how she tells the story on the video. But that's
Right.
exactly what
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but I'm friends with Jessie J, and the way she got signed is not how she tells it. Because they want to
Yeah.
make the story better, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Right.
But I
Right.
think this
Yes.
story is better than the story Cat tells. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're on point for what she told me. Uh,
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's
Yeah.
crazy. But can I share with you a lot of, like I told you, Boogie, the other day, a lot of people
Please.
don't know behind the scenes of certain things that Kat worked on when she started in
But
Yeah.
the
Diane
sign
was her
company.
roommate for a while.
Well, she lived with me
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, she lived
for
with
a
me as
little
well.
bit. For a little bit. I had a roommate. But yeah, she came when
Right.
she had moved to London after the Love Sexy tour
Hmm.
to do her solo stuff. And I came to visit. That's when I saw you, Patrick, and went to your club, right? Do you remember that? That was for my birthday in 1990. I wanted to go to London for my birthday, and Kat took me to your club, and you had open mic and everything.
Oh
Patrick, you
yeah, yeah,
remember that?
yeah.
That was so much fun.
Oh.
But she was living in London, so then she moved back to LA. So she stayed with me for a little bit just to get on her feet. But um,
Remember we had the
when,
record deal. We had the record deal with Bongo Boom,
yeah,
remember?
you both, yeah, that's right. But
And
when
Bonnie
Right.
Boyer was on it.
she shot Sign of the Time. I don't know if you were around when, because I know they shot it in Paris. And
Hmm.
Patrick, I don't know if you remember this,
No,
but
I wasn't around. No, no, I was in LA still.
she called me because Prince was told, if he uses this particular theater in Paris, he liked the historical look of it and everything, that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sound was going to be horrible and he would have to re-edit the sound. He was willing to take that risk because he wanted that. That's what he wanted, that spot.
That venue, yeah.
Get that venue. So he shot the Sign of the Time there. So Kat called me, I guess, when they were doing the
Oh wait, no,
editing.
no, you mean You Got the Look.
No, the movie that she starred in with him, Sign of
Oh,
Time.
no, it wasn't Paris. No, that was Under
Oh,
the
that
Cherry
Where
Moon,
was
wasn't it?
that? It
under the
was
cherry moon
somewhere,
Under the Cherry Moon, or no, Under the Bridge? No,
graffiti bridge.
wherever. I thought
no,
she told me, I think if I'm correct, Kat told me it was somewhere overseas,
no,
in
that
Europe.
was in France. It was in Paris, yeah.
And
But the
okay,
movie
yeah.
was called Under the Cherry Moon, or Under the Bridge, or Graffiti
No,
Bridge. What?
Sign of Time. You know, she
No,
starred in
Son of the
Sign of
Times was
Time
one of
years.
the videos from it. Yeah, yeah.
No,
That
but
whole
Hmm.
I,
musical, that's a movie musical, right? So
I,
she called me up and he needed to re-edit a lot of the different scenes because of the sound, like
Yeah.
Oh,
like
right.
it was mentioned. And we did it at Capitol Records.
Mhm.
I remember she called me and she said, do you have a few of your friends who can sing a little bit? It doesn't have to be necessarily singing, just some chanting spots that in different scenes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think altogether it was probably about 30, 40 of us. Um,
Right.
Capitol Records, I never forget. Prince.
Diane knows everybody.
No, Capitol Records is big time to me. So it's like to be able to go in there and record in that, orchestra is like, come on, you know
Right.
what I mean? So I remember him. We recorded late at night because Prince was that night owl guy, and
Mm.
it was a request that we wear PJs or lingerie. And it was
Oh.
gonna be like a
What?
slumber party. We were gonna be up all night. I'm not even kidding you. So, and Kat was the assistant to Prince and the engineer. And there were the only three that was there besides us singers. And we were in the big studio. If anybody who's been to Capitol Records, the legendary studio, they film a lot of orchestra recording orchestra stuff. Big
Yeah.
time legend people recorded there. We were in that big room, and I'll never forget. They ordered pizza. We got paid a couple $100s, and they went
Yeah.
through each scene. They had a big giant TV screen up, And I didn't wear lingerie. I wore PJs.
Right, right.
And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of recording for the just different spots that they had to edit and fix that Prince needed to do. And
Yeah,
Right.
that was a lot
overdubbing.
of
Yeah,
fun.
sounds like overdubbing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overdubbing. So it was, yeah. But it was that whole thing. That was fun too. People don't
That's
know
an
that because
incredible moment. Wow.
so after Prince passed away, you know how they just immediately started uploading a lot of his stuff on YouTube, which sucks
Mhm.
because they wound up uploading somebody, the Sign of the Time,
Mhm.
cut before it was edited properly. And
Mhm.
I remember seeing it and going, "Oh, this is the horrible version that Prince never wanted out
Ooh,
The thing with
on
ooh,
Michael
YouTube."
Jackson, Michael would have never let them release "This Is It" like
The-
that,
Right, and
being
Michael
right.
shown all
and Prince
vulnerable.
too. Prince had
Yeah,
blocked
Yeah.
all his stuff from YouTube, if you remember, and then they got into the vault, and the rest is history.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's
Cat had a lot of
disrespectful.
songs in that vault too that she wrote.
I'm hoping that we can like move a little forward. And
Okay.
just in conclusion with Kat, any last words from any all of us? I just want to say that it was a honor to meet her. And I remember from the very beginning in California when she first got there with Bobby, and we were teasing her, me and Flame, about Bobby because his hair and he looked like a black Elvis. You know
He
what I'm
did. Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
She said, "Oh, honey," she said, "my man is Prince." She said, "I'm gonna get with him, whatever
I
it
know.
takes." And that's what happened. She put it out there, and it happened. It
Yeah,
happened, like she
Yeah.
said. So I just want to say thank you to her for following her dreams.
Yeah, she did.
And the rest is history, like you said. Anybody else on Cat wrapping it up?
I was just
yeah.
oh,
Just
go ahead.
go ahead, Diane. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, ending on this note, I was so proud of her when she
Mm.
choreographed and did a lot of the production on the Love Sexy tour. Love Sexy. I was because Prince let her just do her thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
you! I'm
yeah.
online live.
And
Hey, 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 hey.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh, you
yeah,
froze.
she was so focused and
Okay,
she
sorry,
just did
guys.
you know.
I got you guys. If you can hear me, it's funny because Shrimp is trying to call. He's our next guest. I don't know if he can get online.
Oh,
Hey, baby, are you there?
Yeah, but Cat was
Shrimp?
all that, man, in a bag of
Oh,
chips. She was so
yeah,
talented.
she was, huh,
so
Patrick?
Let's
sorry, guys.
see. What?
Hey, Mama, you
There
want to
we
see
go. There we go.
see Pete, don't you?
Lexi, just stay online, man.
Oh my gosh, I can't answer you.
You know what I can do? I can pop you out and pop you back in if you need to talk to him.
No, yeah, because he's got to get online.
Hey, Boogie, how about if I pop you out, you talk to him, and then I'll bring you guys back in?
I can't hear you, but he's trying to call me, but I can't answer the phone. So he might.
So yes, sir. Just took Boogie from the stage for a moment. Please,
Okay,
guys, talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Marvin.
What's up,
Marvin,
baby?
that's Lexi.
How you doing?
So like I really want. I know you have your connection with Kat too. So
Not,
you
not
want to share?
my with Cat was just strictly the palace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
remember.
yeah. After the palace, and she went on tour, did her thing. I went on. So I have great memories for me, her and Pat and Cat.
Yeah.
Pat and doing
Well, I don't know if you guys knew that she was fighting brain cancer past
wow.
couple of years. Patrick, did you know?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she reached out
Wow.
to me because we were always talking back and forth. I mean, up until she passed. Like,
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too. But I mean,
she's
I
gonna
didn't
come
know
out and
about
see my
that.
new apartment, and I had just moved back to LA, and I was all happy about it. But she was
Wow.
doing it. She was beating it. I mean, she was going to Cedar Sinai and getting the radiation and the chemo. But that was 2.5 years ago, and so what happened was she called. I had missed calls on from her on Facebook because we started talking more on Facebook when she would call,
Yeah.
and then her twins called me, her daughters, um, and one of my other good friends that we're all the new Cat, and she was trying to reach Gerardo because she was leaving me messages like, but she kept saying his name, so I'm like, thinking, do you think that did you reach him because she somehow got confused that the message she gave me as well was also to Gerardo. And then she says, "Oh, I thought I called him." I said, "No, you're calling me. I don't know if he got your message because all your messages went to me." So eventually, I helped. I reached out to Gerardo too to let him know, "Can you pray for her?" And he was always instrumental in getting back to me and getting back to Kat, and praying for
Yeah.
her.
Well,
Yeah.
she left a message on Gerardo's fan page, and he got it a few weeks late. So he tried to call her back, and she couldn't reach her.
He
Then
called.
he called Marvin and told Marvin that Kat said she was in a hotel. It was her last night there, and if anyway, it was really sad. So, and then but they never told me because she told him Gerardo played me his message, and she said
Well, I've
tell
been talking to her
Patrick to call
son,
me.
Tony, a lot, and they're all going through it. I mean, of course, it's still fresh.
Yeah.
And her
Hold on.
oldest
So,
daughter,
go ahead.
unfortunately, found her. I don't know if you know that, but
Oh no. Mm.
and Kat, she had just moved into a new apartment. She only been there a month,
Wow.
and she was all excited about her new apartment. Um, her daughter happened to go over and I guess check on her. She had a key or whatever. She was in the bed. Thank God she wasn't on the floor, but she was in the bed. And just broke my heart. I mean, her
Oh
daughter
no.
said that she had a tear rolling down her eyes and she was gone. Um, it was
Oh
just a lot going on with that contribute to her health. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. Of
Um,
course. Yeah.
yeah, with the brain cancer, I mean, I was like, girl, she was beating that. And I was like, girl, you definitely have 9 lives. And she would laugh about it like, I sure have. I do.
Because every
Keep your
time I
chest.
spoke to her, she never mentioned brain cancer. And then when I was at my birthday party, she was going to come to my birthday party, but then she couldn't get a ride. And then
Mm.
we did the thing with Alpha,
Oh,
where all the
okay.
palace dancers did that.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, she was calling Gerardo, and then he couldn't get back in touch with her. And then we got the message about her passing away, and we were just like devastated. Like literally the day after Marvin told me about Gerardo, that cat
Yeah.
contacted him. That was like on a Saturday, and on Monday they told us she's passed away.
Yeah.
And I was
Two
like,
months
what?
to her birthday, July 24th, September 24th. And I was on the cruise
Yeah,
ship working, performing. And, I'm 10 hours ahead on the ship, where I was overseas performing. So I was getting my messages were blowing up. Her manager,
yeah,
um,
Ayla, yeah,
Haley reached out to me, her oldest son, and then one of our other mutual friends. And I was about to go to sleep after doing a couple of shows and winding down. It was daytime in LA at that time for me when it's at night. And I had all these messages and I was like, oh, this don't feel right. This don't sound good because they weren't saying what it was. Just give me a call. Give me a call.
yeah, yeah,
And her son, I called him. He said, "Mom's gone." And I was like, he was trying to come to LA to spend some time with her. He still lives in Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah. So just
It's so
pray, keep them in
heartbreaking,
your
man.
prayers because they are really, our
They're
son is
struggling.
constantly at the emergency room he's constantly having severe anxiety,
Oh, is he?
heart palpitations, and he's in the emergency room urgent like every other day. It seems like, and I'm just trying to, I try to talk to him and say maybe you could do some like type of meditation, something to
Yeah,
help calm you down because it's part of what Cat's passing, and he can't help it, and on that level, you know what I mean.
yeah, of
Um,
Mm,
course. Yeah.
so it's part of that,
yeah.
and the oldest
Yes,
daughter, yeah,
that's
it's
heavy. Everybody handles things differently,
yeah,
Yep, sure.
and siblings is really difficult sometimes.
oh
You don't
yeah,
know what's going on inside. That's another wonderful topic is
yeah,
communicating with people who are depressed, but
Yeah,
you'll never know, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
unless you
yeah.
actually talk to them.
Yeah,
But
she was Kat was a great mom. She loved her
yeah,
girls, her
oh,
kids. Yeah,
And
my
yeah,
Tony's
she
her oldest
was.
son.
even when I even before she would talk about her son before we finally met when he was little when she first moved to LA. She
Yeah,
showed me pictures of my son, this and my son and my
yep,
son.
yep.
He's so handsome. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
and he's 44 now. The twins are 27, Amber
Hmm.
and Jessica, and Angel is 28. So
Wow.
just keep them in your prayers. They're just
Yes,
trying to get
absolutely. The
through.
family and the loved ones of everyone that we're speaking about,
Yeah.
keep them in your hearts and in your prayers and good vibrations. Anything we think about, it's shared, it seems. So keep your positivity up, keep your thoughts up, and if somebody tries to make you feel down, flip them off, just say, F
Protect
that,
my
I
word.
got a higher power here, I got a calling and it has nothing to do with going down. Okay.
Yeah,
Protect your
yeah.
peace. That's
There
my
you go.
motto.
All right.
Protect
So
your peace.
Shrimp was actually supposed to come on and talk a little bit about Shabadoo,
Okay. Oh,
and
sorry.
he's having technical difficulties. I think he's in transit. So we're probably just going to do a separate show for Shrimp right there. But we can pay homage to Shab and maybe a couple of stories
Yeah.
that nobody knows about Shabadoo and how fantastic and of a trendsetter he was to the
Well,
very end.
Marvin,
He
was.
had style extraordinaire, and
Oh
it,
yeah,
it ran through all of his career. So
of
who's
course.
next on speaking of Shab? Anybody got good things to
Well,
say?
well,
Marvin,
Marvin
you
was
want
one
to
of
talk
Chav's
about it?
best friends, and then also Marvin was a really good friend with Pop Skeeter Rabbit as well.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
But for me, as far as Shabadoo, I mean, he inspired me to dance when I used to watch The Big Show in
Wow.
St. Louis, Missouri, watching The Big
Mhm.
Show and the Shabadoo dancers. Oh my days, man, that moved me big time.
Mhm.
And we were just in awe of what they were doing,
Yeah.
And that's where Trish and I actually started dancing. Was one of the things that inspired us, was that show.
Mm,
And
wow.
and then Marvin, when Marvin came over, he became to L.A. He became friends with Shabadoo, and Marvin was his friend up until he passed away. Right, Marvin?
Yeah.
Marvin,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah.
I said he was friends with Shabadoo up until he passed away.
Yeah. My friendship with Shab, I would say we all know how great dance he was, very creative. Um, Shab was Shabadoo. You get what you see, with Shab, and but I knew Shab outside of show business.
Yeah,
We had a
Hmm.
friendship outside of show business because dance world was very clicky back then. Everybody clicked. But me and Shab had a friendship. We would do like projects together, but we would also go on vacation, hang out like brothers.
Mm.
We would leave town, go to Puerto Rico, hang out. We'd go to Miami, Tahiti, hang out. Um, we argued like brothers. We didn't agree. We never agreed on shit.
Yeah, that's Shab.
I
hmm
didn't have the Christie. It's baby's mama. Uh,
Hmm.
we
Christy.
Yeah, we never, me and Shab I never agreed with Shab. So Shab had a different respect for me as a man and a dancer because she had known me in my background before I came to LA. I'm a boxer. Before I even came to California, I was a
Right.
boxer. So he knew my life from Ohio.
Mm.
Um, so me and Shab,
Hmm.
um, we didn't talk for 10 years because I left the dance world, went to my boxing program for kids. I got back to boxing again, and then we reconnected 2 years before he passed away. And the funny thing is,
Hmm.
I said, let me see what Shab doing. So he bought a dog. Shab never had a dog in his life. Never had an animal in his life. He goes out and buy one of the best dogs in the world, a Belgian Malinois. I'm like,
Mm.
what the hell? So we end up, our dogs are brothers. So we would take our dogs to training camp together. We got a lot. And I remember I'm like, Shab and his dog became like one. They would
Wow.
they would dress alike. He bought outfits for his dog. Like
Okay.
like
Okay.
dog, a dog coat, dog shoes. I'm like, what are you doing?
I love dog shoes.
Like that was a dog. The man is my boy, man. Oh, his name was Ozone. And my dog name was Prince. So our dogs are brothers. So we hang out, have fun. Yeah, it was crazy. And 2 weeks
You
before he
said your
passed,
dog's name was Shrimp?
no, my dog is Prince.
Prince. Okay.
Yeah. And his dog is Ozone. So I remember 2 weeks before he passed away, we went and had some the Mambo, just laughing, talking, hanging out, reminiscing. And, he was telling me about his daughter and his grandbabies, his mom, and we remember the Brick. I did the Brick and Two tour with him with Shrimp. We just had a good time, man. And I remember,
Yeah.
he was sitting on the bed, and he was like, "You okay?" He said, "Man, I'm just tired, bro." And he was tired. And me personally, like I told Pat today, I don't believe he died from COVID. I don't believe that. I would that. I won't go into detail, but I feel that he didn't die from COVID. I think it wasn't investigated properly. Me personally, I think that something happened to him, and I'm gonna stick by that. And like I told Patrick, I won't go into details, but all I say is, me and Staff had our ups and downs. That's my brother, like from another mother. That's my bro.
Right.
Marvin.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I share something with you guys? As far as, of course, Christy has a grown daughter by Shabbat, Christy Hayden, and her and I are still deep, close friends. Same phone number for years. I would be the one to actually call her and tell her that he had passed, because she's not on social media. She doesn't do any of that. So she just runs her restaurant and raise her grandkids. Her daughter has a couple of babies or whatever. And I'd already just spoken to Christine. That's what she's going by now, Christine, on Thanksgiving, and just us reminiscing, trying to connect, see each other eventually. And she was telling me, Marvin, that I'm going to meet up with Marvin in Vegas or something like that.
Yeah, LA first, then Vegas. Yeah.
It was something going on around that time. So she mentioned you and Tasha or whatever. And so when I saw, on social media and the word was out that he had passed, because that's how I met, Christy and I met at the Whiskey Go back in the day too. With Shabadoo, and then her and Shab started seeing each other, dating. I called her, and it's crazy because her and Shab was estranged, and his daughter, unfortunately, they were estranged from him for a couple of years. I didn't know that. And I called her, and she says, "What did he do now?" And I'm all, well, you might need, I said, you driving? Because I could tell she was driving a car. I said, I think you need to pull over.
Pull over.
Because I had left her a voice message, but I didn't say why. I just said, give me a call when you get a chance. So it was later that night around 7 p.m. where she called me back, and I said, oh, I'm glad I need to speak to you about Shab. And she goes, and what do you do now? And I go, well, and then I told her, and she was kind of quiet, for a minute. But at the end of the day, she always had love for him, even though they went through their situations. Boy, did they have a lot of them. But I told her, and her daughter was in the car with her, put her on speakerphone, and it was pretty. It was kind of devastating.
Yeah.
The part that most is he she was out. She was incarcerated. Cassini was incarcerated for a while. He didn't know she was out, have another baby. And when I talked to Cassini, she was bawling, like Uncle Marvin. I'm married and I have another baby. I surprised my dad with another grandchild. And she was devastated. And I flew her out to California and made sure she got all his belongings and the car. The car's in the garage for to get the car. So I paid for all that, made sure she got everything she needed.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, me and Cassini talk a lot. We have our thoughts and our feelings about what really happened to Dad. And I just, we had, like I said, that's my bro. We were like me and Patrick. This is my brother. We are brothers. I love him to pieces. Just like me and Shad. But
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. What is the signature move of Shabadoo?
Is it the locking?
There's so many. Oh my God.
Anything. What is, when you think of him, what's the first thing you think? What move?
I don't know. That's the only one I could think of.
This one?
And he was
winding it up.
That, by the way.
The winding up.
I was talking because I know how much he loved punking I know how much he loves his
Marvin, do it.
dog.
Marvin does it perfect. Marvin, do it. Do it. We can see you.
No, hold on. He loved, he loved liking, but Shaq loved punking, and he started
Oh
creating
man.
called feng shui. He was really in love with that
What?
feng shui.
Oh,
He was
Feng Shui.
really, he was
wow.
really in love with that. Really, really in love with that. That was his new thing. That was his baby.
Yeah.
But Marvin, let's not forget that he directed a couple of movies here and there too. He has directors.
Which ones?
No,
There was some. I don't know
Rave.
what. I'm sorry.
He directed the movie I did with Eddie Garcia called Rave.
I think I might have been an extra in that. I remember that him and Christy was so proud of him because she had called me up. She goes, "Let's be extras," and and I was doing extra work all the time. And it was one of his movies, but I don't remember the name of it. Marvin, you may already know.
Yeah, Rave. Eddie and me. Eddie was star. I was co-star. Eddie starred. Ray Oreo and me. We also co-star.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, what was the last thing he did?
Yeah, he was directing.
The big thing he did last time was Madonna's tour. I got him the Madonna's tour.
Right.
I guess.
But he was doing classes and stuff too before he passed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought him over to London for Carnival Choreographers Ball.
Oh,
right.
I brought him, Anna, and Taco. Boogaloo Shrimp was
Right.
supposed to come, but unfortunately he couldn't get a passport.
Oh,
And
wow.
they came over and they taught a bunch of workshops and stuff together.
Yeah.
And they had a good time.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I think about when I think about Shabadoo? I think about the move he does with his hands in his, and the knees up, the knees. What is that called?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
move?
I know exactly what she's talking
That
about.
one with the knees come up.
Do it, Marvin.
That move, because he's so freaking flexible. His knees were all the way up to his ears, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
the which ways? Which ways?
I tried to learn that, but no.
But what?
Do the pumpkin move,
Didn't look
Marvin.
right.
One thing I have to say about Shad, people don't know about Shad, that no one knows is he took care of his mother like no tomorrow.
Oh my God, he loved his
mother. Oh man, right? That's beautiful.
Before he died, we went and saw her because she had dementia really bad. He said, "Marvin, I want you to see."
And she had caught COVID too. Remember, and he was freaking out about it.
Bless his heart.
He said, "Marvin, see mommy," because she like my mother too. She called me. She said, "She sees mommy before she go, Marvin." So we went here, me and him, and I couldn't take it because I loved her and it was art. And he took care of his mom, man. He was like the best son. It was all about him and his mom. If people don't know about him, he lived to take care of his mother.
Boogie, go on his page.
Beautiful.
There's still a couple of his pages are up, and you scroll down. The last post he did was actually the day before he passed. He always posted his mom pictures, and mom's was his heart, as we know, like Marvin said.
Yeah. All right. So he was on
beautiful.
Tour. So when he was on tour, if I wasn't on tour, I'd take care of her. When he came on tour, he came back. So
wow.
He was so on his taking care of his mom. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of, I just want to kind of just move through this part and give our condolences to the Quinones family, friends, and loved ones. You know, that he is not forgotten, never will be, always remembered in a beautiful light.
Her family as well.
And I want to step over real quickly. I know Shrimp is not here, but we're going to give our thoughts on Taco, on Bruno, on this brother, because he is one of the baddest and the finest, and I don't know anybody like him, and he was special to me. And the quick thing I want to say real quickly about Bruno was like, he was my brother for real, like a brother, and he as a person was just naturally always smiling.
Yeah.
No matter what he was going through, he would always smile. You know that smile, you guys. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he'd be up to something, you know what I mean? But always just like a brother. And I just can't speak enough on how down to earth he was, despite the heights that he went through to, through the entertainment industry. And I'm going to turn it over to somebody else, but he has my heart. So Patrick or Marvin, please, somebody say something about Bruno.
Bruno for me was the inspiration and the loveliest guy. And we would do the talent contests together and stuff. And I mean, he was just so cool, man. I'd go pick him up, and we'd meet Gerardo or whoever was Jazzy, and he was always. And the cool thing about Bruno, like Marvin, like myself, like
Mm-hmm.
Diane, is we were always neutral. So I was
Yeah.
friends with everybody: L.A. City Rockers, the
Mhm.
Booyah Tribe,
Oh
Shabba and
yeah.
them. You know, you name it. I was friends with everybody, and they were fighting
Hmm.
each other. But and
Right.
Taco was allowed to be friends with everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
A force of his
that
own.
yeah, that's what's so awesome. And Marvin's the same way.
Yep.
Boogaloo Shrimp's the same way.
Yes.
And Diane, Diane, knew everybody, and look how she stayed in touch with so many people. You know what
I
I mean?
tried
I
to
was
stay in
teasing
touch.
her
I
about that
love
earlier.
him. But Patrick,
You
let's
Yeah,
not
know,
but
forget
he,
how
no,
great of a singer
you
you are.
know,
Okay.
Taco always
I mean,
you,
when I heard him sing, I was like, okay, you're dancing, but you need to be singing too.
Uh-huh.
praise God.
The
Yep.
but
boy can sing.
oh,
But Diane is a real singer. Christina
hold on.
Aguilera, everybody.
Wow.
About,
So
about
I was saying, telling you that's how, yeah, I mentioned earlier, that's how me and Flowmaster met on Christina's
I
tour.
could barely hear. There were some cars going by. I could
Oh,
barely hear. What'd you say about Bruno?
I said Bruno was always willing to teach people.
yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to teach me, and I
Yes.
was like, oh, God.
Always, always,
Yes.
always.
I mean, every time I looked up, he was on film teaching somebing.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
in
Film,
the
yeah,
he
garage,
always. Yeah.
in that famous garage.
yep.
yeah.
I got
Bruno
to hang out with
also
him in New
hooked.
York while he was
Yeah.
Michael would take him on the road with him. This is
Mm-hmm.
not during the concerts. And he put
Mm-hmm.
Bruno in a hotel room, and Michael be in New York for like 3 months, and poor Bruno was all by himself. So he would come
Oh.
down to my nights in New York, and I would go meet him. He would show me all the videos what him and Michael filmed that day, what they
Yeah.
Mhm.
filmed the
Yeah.
day before, and they were working with all these different
Wow.
machines and stuff. That if you stick
Yeah.
your hand in the machine, if you stick your hand in, the machine would go wah. If you stick it wah 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 wah.
Oh,
So they were working
music.
on all this experimental stuff. It was crazy.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
cool.
Bruno also
I
hooked
love
me and
that.
my
I
friends
love
up.
that. That's awesome. I remember one time I saw him after he got
Mhm.
with Michael, and it was in a nightclub. And do you know what he was wearing, y'all? A
What?
freaking trench coat all the way down to the ground, made out of rubber.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Rubber.
He
Okay,
slapped
love
one.
it, love it.
What?
Yeah, he moved in that direction
I was
after a
like,
while.
what
Yeah.
are you wearing? I want it. You know,
Speaking
man,
of
bad.
Michael
Bad. He
Jackson,
had great taste. That's all I'm saying.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Bruno hooked me and my friends up to see Michael Jackson. His last concert in Hawaii, year '97, before he stopped. Well, he didn't come to America anymore. That was Hawaii was the closest, and we planned that out. Me and my girlfriends, we all had tickets, and you know, Bruno, he was on the tour, of course. So I
Yeah.
remember him taking care of us with backstage passes and
Biggest heart.
good front row seats. And
Wow.
the only black person that I recall being at home at that show that stood out to me was Magic Johnson and
What?
us girls. Yeah, it was. I don't remember seeing any black people. Like because
Wow.
Hawaii,
It's
but it's
Hawaii?
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it
You
was
got to
crazy
compete just
because
to be a fan, you know?
yeah, because the thing was Michael allowed you to videotape and take pictures, and I saw these people with camcorder videos filming. And I'm
Right.
like, what is going on? Because me, I'm
Right.
like, where's my camera? And I didn't
You got to
have
run to
one.
the car and get your camera.
I didn't have one. I didn't bring it at all because
Right.
I assumed I had a regular camera. I did take pictures with my regular camera, but the video I was like, and it said on the ticket that Michael allowed it because it was just like the last whatever concert tour or
Wow.
whatever, and people were videotaping. I was like, oh, that's pretty
Wow.
cool. Yeah,
Wow.
it's
All
crazy.
right,
So
guys.
Marvel, tell us your
So,
story about Taco.
I know that there are other people out there going, well, wait, there was this part and this point in this moment
It's so
in
much,
time,
right?
but you know, it's hard to capture it all, the feeling of that a person makes you feel when you're in their presence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And his was total love. That's all I have to
yeah.
say. And
Hmm.
I thank God that I know his sister, Eileen Pena.
Yeah.
I mean, coolest chick ever.
Wow.
Coolest
Love
chick ever.
her.
I never met her, you guys, because we were always out doing something, Bruno and I. But when I met her, it was just like family automatically. Like, okay, my
Yeah.
sister,
Yeah.
But thank goodness she's still pushing his image. She's pushing him and still upholding him. You know
Yep.
what I
No,
mean?
it's
Somebody has
just
to,
yeah,
because
yeah.
he's done too many great things. And we
Yeah.
want to say thank you, Eileen. You're out there. I asked you to be on the show. So we will do another show with shrimp, with Boogaloo Shrimp, and we have to give props to Bruno Taco for just gracing us with his presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
And
brought
I
Taco
think
to
we're gonna
London for
wrap it up.
Carnival,
We have discussed everybody, and I love each and
but
every one
not
of you, and I'm
Skeet,
hugging
not
you right
Skeet.
now.
Love you too,
All of
girl.
you, group hug, man.
Group hug,
Group
air
hug
hug.
We
to all of
forgot Skeeter
you.
Rabbit.
Yes,
Yeah, we
and
talked
Skeet,
about him earlier.
absolutely. All of the fallen. And you know what? We got to go through Fred Berry, Greg Camelot Jr. You know what? We got to
Yeah,
go through all of them. So this is
Uh,
a
yeah.
beautiful thing. This is like a series almost, because there's always somebody to
We got
remember
to do
and
Dallas as
never
well.
forget.
oh,
Yeah,
Boogie, you're
and
fading.
those
Your
people.
sound is fading a little
Is it
bit.
okay? My sound is kind of messed up and I can't really hear you guys, but we are going to wrap it up. But we
Okay.
love you, and audience, thank you for participating. Marvin, I love you. Mwah. And Patrick, I love
Love
you.
you, Boogie.
Diane,
Good to see you,
please stay in
Marvin and
touch.
Patrick.
You
All
too,
right.
Diane.
Bye,
So
Diane.
blessings
Love you,
and peace be
sweetie.
upon each
Love
one of you.
you.
And
Oh
don't
my
forget, we're
goodness.
here. We're still going to keep going and still keep bringing the dance, experience out, so that the younger generation can
That's
see
right.
and
I'll come back.
experience as much as possible the greatness of all of these beautiful dancers and what they brought to the world.
All
All
right.
right. Love you,
All right.
Boogie. Thank you
Okay,
so
so